Thanks for staying here on Joy News Interactive. Let's take you now to the Ouattara International Airport. As you heard earlier on this channel, we were expecting the visit of Ivorian President Ouattara. He's arrived in the country. Let's take you there now.
Judgment. That is the boundary dispute between Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire. The judgment came not so long. Many expected that after the judgment there's going to be a bad blood between Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, but that didn't happen. Just a week or less after the judgment, we are having the Ivorian president paying his first state visit to Ghana since Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo became president of the republic. So, in a statement issued by the Flagstaff House, we are expecting an agreement for a strategic partnership. Earlier, we had the Information Minister, Mustafa Hamid, throwing more light on exactly what this strategic partnership means. It means closer ties as far as working on pricing of cocoa on the world market is concerned. And so we expect Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, who control the most of cocoa in the world, to have a closer ties so they can go onto the markets with a common pricing, which of course will mean making more money for both West African countries who control most of the world's cocoa. Any moment from now, we expect the president of Cote d'Ivoire to get off the jet, and he will be received by the first gentleman of the republic here, President Akufo-Addo, who is here in company of the Foreign Affairs Minister, Shirley Ayoko Botwe, all ready to welcome the President of Cote d'Ivoire. Already we having staffers of the Ivorian presidents coming out one after the other. That signals that it's just a matter of time we get Ouattara also getting off the jet. Having our own president
Too bad we lost that feed. We'll rectify the line and take you back to the Ouattara International Airport. Well, I hear we have the feedback. Good news.
From trade, from the ITLO's ruling, and other matters of interest to both countries. The two presidents are also expected to sign bilateral agreements, joint the ITLO's judgment on the time boundary of both countries. So it's going to be an eventful two-day visit by Ouattara, President of Cote d'Ivoire, whose flight just touched down here at the VIP lounge of the Ouattara International Airport. And we have of Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, which they have in their hands at both presidents when they walk down the red carpet. We are still here. You're watching live coverage of the state's visit. I'm talking about the official working two-day state visit by the president of Cote d'Ivoire, Ouattara, whose aircraft just touched down here at the VIP lounge of the Ouattara International Airport. We having the 96th rank and file guard of honor who are ably supported by the Air Force Regimental Band here, composing the Guard of Honor, who are gracing the occasion here at the, and any moment from now, we're having Alassane Ouattara, President of Cote d'Ivoire, getting off the jet of the Republic of Cote d'Ivoire. Boldly written, and we have the President of Cote d'Ivoire, Alassane Ouattara, walking down, and he will be received by the President of the Republic of Ghana, who is ably supported by the Foreign Affairs Minister, Sheila Yoko, and the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo, is going to have an embrace. And there you have it. There you have it. That is interesting, considering the fact that just days ago or weeks ago, we had the ITLOS ruling. The judgments went in favor of Ghana, and many talked about issues that this is going to create bad blood between the Republic of Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, but that hasn't happened. Interestingly, after the judgment, we having the President of Cote d'Ivoire visiting Ghana, and so the inspection of the Guard of Honor will be done shortly. Then we will have the anthems. So we're having both President Alassane Ouattara, President Akufo-Addo walking down the red carpet. And this is beautiful scenes coming your way on Joy News. So So we just had the anthem of Cote d'Ivoire, we're having the anthem of Ghana. So we just had the anthem of both countries, both Cote d'Ivoire and Ghana. And we're going to have the inspection of the Guard of Honor, which will be conducted here. We have the 96th rank and file Guard of Honor, ably supported by the Air Force Regimental Band. And they just gave us the anthem of both Cote d'Ivoire and Republic of Ghana. So this is historic. First time President Alassane Ouattara is visiting the Republic of Ghana since Nana Akufo-Addo became the president of the Republic. And inspection of the Guard of Honor will be underway briefly. So leader of the 96th rank and file Guard of Honor here addressing the president, saying that the Guard of Honor is ready for inspection. So we expect President Alassane Ouattara to inspect the 96th rank and file guard of honor here. The VIP launch of the Kotoka International Airport. So you're watching live coverage of the state visits by His Excellency Alassane Ouattara, President of Cote d'Ivoire, who is paying a state visit to the Republic of Ghana. This is going to take 2 days. Currently on your screens, you're watching the inspection of the Guard of Honor by His Excellency Alassane Ouattara. Information came from the Flagstaff House ahead of this visit, and part of what was captured in that is that the close cooperation between Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire will be facilitated by an initiative dubbed, quote, an agreement for a strategic partnership that will be signed by both countries. And earlier, I asked the Information Minister, Mustafa Hamid, what exactly this agreement for strategic partnership entails. And he told me that Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire controls most of the world's cocoa. And so it is only prudent that these two countries come together so they can present a united front on the world market. To a large extent, this will go to dictate the prices of cocoa on the world stage. So that is it about the agreement for a strategic partnership, plus other issues that will be discussed. Now, this visit would also give both presidents the opportunity to sign bilateral agreements and also inaugurate a joint commission for the implementation of the ITLOS judgment on the delimitation of the maritime boundaries of both countries. And it will be interesting to see how that pans out. Many spread rumor that after the ITLOS judgment, there's going to be bad blood between Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire. But interestingly, just weeks after this judgment, we're having the president of the Republic of Cote d'Ivoire who lost visiting Ghana. And that is interesting. It tells you the relationship between both presidents on personal levels. These two presidents, President Akufo-Addo, President Alassane Ouattara, have had great ties on a personal level. When President Akufo-Addo was then Foreign Affairs Minister, he helped to broker deals between, West African neighbors, and Cote d'Ivoire was one of the countries. And so the relationship between President Alassane Ouattara and President Akufo-Addo goes way back, and now both are presidents of their respective countries. And today and tomorrow, they look forward to even strengthening the ties between the West African neighbors. So the inspection of the Guard of Honor just ended. And also part of the issues we should look out for has to do with a joint press conference that will be addressed by both presidents. We're having the presidential salute once again. Let's take it. So that's it for Cote d'Ivoire. We're taking Ghana. So we just had the anthem of the Republic of Ghana, which followed that of the Republic of Cote d'Ivoire. So we having the ministers lined up, the red carpet, all ready to welcome the president of Cote d'Ivoire. And so we start with the chief of staff. And I must mention that all the ministers have the flags of the Republic of Ghana and the Republic of Cote d'Ivoire in their hands. This shows the strong bond between Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire. And the president of Cote d'Ivoire, Ouattara, is shaking hands with the ministers who are gathered here in their numbers. Who is paying visit to Ghana for the first time since Nana Akufo-Addo became president. Issues to look out for during this state visit has to do with the fact that we should expect close cooperation between Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, and that will be facilitated by an initiative which is dubbed an agreement for a strategic partnership that will be signed by both countries between today and tomorrow. These two presidents will also sign bilateral agreements and inaugurate a joint commission for the implementation of the ITLOS judgments on the delimitation of the maritime boundaries of both countries. We should also expect a joint press conference by both presidents. Alassane Ouattara and Akufo-Addo will be addressing a joint press conference which will touch on a number of issues which is of interest to both countries. So we are having the handshake. President Akufo-Addo still introducing the dignitaries who have gathered here. The visiting president, Alassane Ouattara. If you just joined us, you are watching the live coverage of the official two-day state visit of the president of the Republic of Cote d'Ivoire to Ghana. Now, we're having a cultural troupe from Cote d'Ivoire, and you can't begrudge them. They are excited seeing their president visiting Ghana, and they are waving the flag of Cote d'Ivoire at the president, who is equally waving at the crowd gathered here at the VIP lounge of the Kotoka International Airport. The cultural troupe is on display here, and the president of Cote d'Ivoire just gave them away, and now he's walking through with President Akufo-Addo. And this is historic. The friendship between these two presidents goes way back on a personal level. And today both are presidents. Okay. And so President Akufo-Addo just welcomed his counterpart from Cote d'Ivoire. And we expect a joint press conference by both presidents here at the VIP lounge of the Kotoka International Airport. Everybody who matters in government is here to welcome the president of Cote d'Ivoire. This is historic, and we're having lots and lots of dignitaries here. We just had the Lands and Natural Resources Minister, John Peter Meu, just passed by, and they are all walking in now just to settle down. So we should expect some interesting happenings here at the VIP lounge of the Kotoka International Airport. If you just tuned in, then you will miss a lot. But there's still more ahead. You are watching live coverage of the official two-state visit by the president of Cote d'Ivoire, Alassane Ouattara, to Ghana. Now, this visit is historic This is the first time he's visiting Ghana since Akufo-Addo became president of the Republic. The friendship between these two presidents goes way back on a personal level, and today both are presidents, and they want to even build closer ties between both countries. Now, later in the day, we should expect these two presidents holding a joint press conference, and they're going to touch on a number of issues. Now, one of the highlights of this visit will be the inauguration of a joint commission which will see to the implementation of the ITLOS ruling on the law of the sea judgment that was passed about 2 weeks ago. Now, before the judgment, many expected that after the judgment, there's going to be bad blood between both presidents. But this is interesting. Just weeks after the judgment, we're having the president of Cote d'Ivoire visiting Ghana. And this tells you the relationship between both presidents on a personal level goes way back, even before they became presidents.